Hi, I am Joe Hendricks, and today I want to talk to you about how to gain a big following with your photography. And the answer is so much simpler than you could ever imagine. And it's pretty much, I'm going to get to the point, which is do something consistently over and over and over and over and over and over. That's it. And if it's that easy, why aren't so many photographers getting tons and tons of followers? Well, it's because we're super creative and we're emotional. We have to have the likes coming in and the people who love our photography. And if they don't love our photography, maybe we're doing something wrong. And that kind of goes through our head. And you got to get that out of your head. You got to do what you love more than anything else in the whole world. So let me give you an example of doing something over and over and over. So, landscape photographers come to me a lot and say, hey, how can I sell landscape photography prints? This is what I recommend to all my friends who want to be landscape photographers, which is put something in your photo every single time that is unique. Uniquely you, unique to the things that you believe, just unique. Let me give you a super simple example. Imagine you have a Sharpie, okay? And this is really stupid, but it works, and you're going to get my drift. And you take the Sharpie, and in every single picture, you're pointing at something with your Sharpie. No matter what, a beautiful landscape. The landscape is completely ruined because you put a Sharpie in there, and you're pointing at something. But you do it with every single picture that you take. So, in every photo, you're like this, pointing at my big old bald head, Whatever it is, you're pointing at something. And every time you come out with a new picture, there's a Sharpie in there pointing at something in that picture. And then you become known as the guy who puts a Sharpie in their landscape photography pointing at something. It's so stupid, honestly. It's so simple. But if you're the first person to do it and you're doing it over and over and over, then you're gold. You're going to be that person. People will buy a print someday because you have the story. Hey, this guy puts a Sharpie in every single one of his pictures. It's hanging up on the wall. Why is there a Sharpie in this beautiful landscape? Well, this guy puts a Sharpie in every one of his pictures. It just spreads. Another example. There's this guy on Instagram in Colorado where I live now, and he is called like the Marmot Whisperer or something like that. And he talks about marmots are always popping up in his pictures all the time. And it's because he's shooting at high altitudes here in Colorado. Well, my recommendation to him is to always put a marmot in your picture. Always, no matter what. Post nothing but pictures of landscapes with a marmot in it. It could be super up close. It could be super far away. But every single time you look at that photo, that dude has a marmot in his picture. And you're going to look for it. And it'll become known. So every time you see him on Instagram, you're going to be like opening it up. Like, where's the marmot at? Oh, there it is. I see it. And then eventually you could sell those pictures for good money. Saying, hey, there's a marmot in this picture. And if it's at somebody's house, why is this picture up there? Like, this is not the best picture in the world. There's a marmot in there. See if you can find it. It's just little things like that really take you over the edge, that take you to the next level. They could be silly, they could be stupid, or they could be super creative. Maybe you're the guy or the girl that always have storm clouds in their pictures of every single landscape that they do. Maybe you only shoot weddings that the bride has a black wedding dress. Something different. Very, very niche and unique, but you're the person that's always doing that. Here's another good example for you, okay? And I like this example a lot. I was on this Facebook group when I was in Nashville, and this guy always posted a black and white picture, square picture of faces. That's it. Now, he wasn't the best photographer in the world. He could have used a lot of improvement. But every single time he posts a picture, whether it was on Instagram, Facebook, in this group, wherever, it was always a square picture, black and white, of a person's face. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter. It was the exact same thing. Now, here's the thing. If you're looking for a black and white photo of your face, that's square, who are you going to go to? You're going to go to the guy who does it all the time. Like I said, I might be able to do that better. I probably could. But That person's known for it. That's all they do. You know exactly what you're getting when you're going to that person. That is a niche market, and that is what I'm talking about when I say post something that's exactly the same every single time. And if you do it for a year, you're going to gain a huge following. Now, the hardest thing for photographers is not only are we emotional and creative, but we want to keep doing something different. We want to keep the passion alive inside of us. And honestly, I feel like real photographers who just love adventure and like love being creative, this is going to be the hardest thing in the whole entire world for them to do. It's hard for me to do because I know what I have to do to consistently make money over and over. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I want to push myself in different ways. And I want to be creative. I want to try new lenses, new techniques, new stuff. I want to keep that passion alive inside of me. So it's a easy thing to do, but it's hard to do because you don't want to lose yourself when you're trying to make a name for yourself. You want to be who you are. So that is what I recommend to you guys. You can decide whether or not to take it to that level, consistently do something over and over and over so that you're always known for it, have a good name that like associates with it, or you can just keep being creative. And I'm sorry, but the downside of being creative all the time, like I am, is that sometimes people get confused about what you do. I do weddings, families, landscapes. I do it all. I'm really good at all the different things that I do, and I love doing it. And you can see my passion when I'm taking pictures. But it does leave people confused sometimes. And it's harder to sell landscape pictures when you're known as a wedding photographer and you're known for other things. It's hard. So that is my advice to you. I would love to hear how you guys use this advice. And maybe a year down the road, tell me if it's actually working for you. There's no doubt in my mind that this will work. It's just, do you want to do it? Do you want to put in the legwork? If you're in it from a business standpoint, it's gonna make a lot more sense. It's gonna be easier for you. If you're in it from a creative standpoint because you have to express yourself with your photography, it's gonna be a whole lot harder for you. I hope you guys love that. If you have any questions, email me at joe@joehendricks.com. Thanks for watching.